guys are missing Babyface P and Rod Mills talking about easy jazz on the beach. As usual, no one believes it. No, now you guys don't want to say anything.
What are you talking about?
Now
I
we're
don't
Well,
live.
you
You
threw
don't want to talk about all that
Hank's,
nonsense you were
Hank's
just
making
talking
stuff
about.
up as usual. I don't.
you
Yeah.
you threw that on the beach part, you know.
You were just talking about easy jazz. You just doing it.
What's that got to
Yeah,
do?
but
Just
I
do
never
it. Now you
mentioned anything about a beach.
Okay, so listen, we're let's see. I think we're live here. While I'm waiting for confirmation from everyone out there about the audio, whatever other things are going on, I'm going to remind everyone, go to hankstrange.com. That's right. Go to hankstrange.com, sign up for our email list. Also, when you're over at Hank Strange, especially right now with what's going on with the magazine rush, the great magazine rush of 2020, Lola's got deals up on Lola's Deals, which you will find on hankstrange.com. You can also find that on our Facebook. She's got deals. We'll talk about that as we get into the show here, like who's got magazines, all that stuff. We're going to cover it. That's what we're going to get into.
If the ammo rush wasn't bad enough,
Mhm.
now the Californians are going after all our damn magazines.
That's right. So check it out. We will get into this pretty heavy there, but you can also find these patches. So if you want to support us, you can get the Hank Strange patches and support us right there on hankstrange.com. So go do that, please. Remember to smash the thumbs ups here, like, share, all that kind of good stuff, and big shout out to Walther Arms sponsoring the podcast tonight. Shout out to everyone out there. We will get into these things. Let's see. Let's get traditional here right now. Let's do the jazz hands. Come on with the jazz hands. There you go. I hope you guys all have your big girl panties on while you're there breaking the internet in California, ordering magazines, big girl panties. This is episode 618 of the Who Moved My Freedom podcast. I'm your host, Hank Strange. Joining me tonight, Rod Mills. Rodimus Prime is back in the building.
Back from the dead.
What's up, Rod?
Hey, I'm doing good, man. How you guys doing today?
Good. We will chat with you about. I know you've had a few health scares here in the last couple of weeks. We will get into that with the folks. Let them know what's going on with that. Also joining us, BFP. That's his official name. You know, when you guys
Busy face P is what's going on today.
Busy face P. You know what I was thinking? I was thinking that when you got married, you had an opportunity to legally change your name to BFP. You could have done that when you got married. Did you? Did you even think about
I'm a man. I didn't change my name. There was a talk before we got married of what was happening with name changes. My name is sticking, and we ain't doing no hyphenated BS.
No hyphenations. Yeah.
She's part of the James family now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Lola's hyphenated. I'm not hyphenating anything. I didn't even realize that dudes hyphenated their names.
Yeah, soy boys.
Yeah, Lola's hyphenated. I bestowed her the honor of the strange name. I bestowed that upon her.
You married up, right? So maybe you should have hyphenated?
No. Lola is an African princess, but so is everyone from Africa.
We married even. We were both broke, so it's all right.
So there you go. Listen, like I said, everyone smash the thumbs ups out there. We're going to get into this. We're going to talk about a whole bunch of different things tonight here. Let me see. First of all, let's start with Rod Mills. Rod Mills, there was a rumor on the internet that you had some bad conch penis from somewhere. And this is how you got sick. But I will allow you to clear up those things right now. What exactly? All kidding aside, man, I'm glad you're doing better. But what happened with you? What's up?
It was just one of those things where I actually thought I had COVID because just one day I was actually doing a concealed weapons class here, and in the middle of the class, well, at the beginning of the class, I kind of felt dizzy.
Mm-hmm.
Then, it's like my equilibrium was off. And so I thought maybe I was just a little dehydrated. So I went and, got hydrated during the class. I had to stop the class about 2 or 3 times. I toughed through the class. Once the students left, It got to the point where I said, man, I don't feel good. I said, you know what, let me go to the hospital and just to make sure that health wise everything is good, which is a good thing because men we got to definitely listen to our bodies because if we're not listening to our bodies, you know, that's how bad things happen.
Hmm.
And I'm one of those people that you don't have to tell me twice to go get checked. So on the way to the hospital, I began hyperventilating. Still, again, not knowing why. Called 911. At that point, they went ahead and took me to the the emergency room, and you know, they ran all kind of tests on me, COVID tests, EKGs, chest X-rays, just to make sure that you know they could rule out things.
Mm.
And they said, hey, they gave me a clean bill of health, sent me home. That was on last Monday, not this past Monday, but Monday of last week. And then Thursday of last week, I started getting the same symptoms, but I went to bed and woke up in the middle of the night about 3 o'clock. Had to call a friend of mine to come pick me up, and we went to the hospital. And at that point, the hospital I went to, I knew that they're good and they got good cardiac care. So went there. They for 48 hours they poked me and prodded me, make sure that everything was wrong. They said, "Hey, there's nothing wrong with you, but there is something that well, there is one small thing." And I'm like, "What?" They said, "Well, you're having anxiety attacks." And I'm like, "Well, I didn't feel like I was under any stress or anything." And a lot of times, come to find out, that's when it actually happens, when you least expect it. With this COVID virus, you know, I live alone. You know, stress from work, just everyday stress. Um, and I actually I was kind of upset when I got discharged because I'm like, I don't think that was stress. But I will tell you how I found out though. I went to my FFL. I had purchased a Glock about 2 weeks ago, and it had already came in once I was in the hospital.
Hmm.
And actually, last Saturday, I went ahead and paid for my background check and the FFL fee and all of that sort of stuff.
Hmm.
Did that. Once I went to go get my Glock, the lady said, "Well, you have to pay the money for your background in the FFL." I'm like, "I've already paid you." She said, "Well, I can't find a receipt." Right then, the same thing started happening again. And right then, I knew, you know what, the doctor was right because my
Wow.
anxiety level went up at that point. And now I've gotten to the point where I feel good enough to where I can control it. And but that's one key thing, man. As men, we got to be careful on that. I mean,
Hmm.
a couple of things: you got to get exercise, you got to eat right, and you got to make sure that you stay away from stressors. Doctor told me stay away from CNN because I was looking at CNN.
That will get you so fast.
Yeah.
Watching the
Yes,
news consistently
yes,
Yeah.
will. I back when COVID was hitting in, what was it, March, and then all the civil unrest was also kind of brewing. Marley, I had to tell Marley, like, turn your cell phone, turn Twitter off, and let's go for a walk or something, because she was having nights where she was like, I can't sleep, I can't lay down and relax. I'm like, you need to like turn your brain off, because the stresses of all this going on around you it just really gets to people sometimes.
it
Absolutely
does.
got to her.
I actually had a buddy of mine that called me while I was in the hospital to check on me, and to come to find out, he had the same thing happen to him a week earlier.
Hmm.
Yep.
He thought he had COVID, you
Yep.
Hmm.
know, and
It's
yeah, it's and I'm at the
stress
point
like
where
that.
I love to travel. I haven't been out of the city limits
Hmm.
since February.
Yeah.
That's okay. So there's part of your problem. Have you been? Are you working from home?
Yeah. Hmm.
How
Hmm.
often are you going out during your days? Like walking the neighborhood, just getting out.
Good point.
Exactly.
Zero.
That that is exactly it. You are
Yeah.
stuck in a house for the
Yeah.
last 6 months,
Hmm.
three,
Yeah.
4 months.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's what started. Like, I started feeling that way too, and finally, I would a couple times a day we go take the dog for a walk around the neighborhood. Take your laptop. Like, if you have a laptop, don't work from the same desk every day all the time. Go downstairs, go get a coffee, go try to live normal. Like,
Yeah.
and don't watch the news. There's no reason to stress about the news. There's
Right.
nothing you can do.
I've gotten to the point where I look at the news maybe about 30 minutes a day,
Good.
and there are some days that I hardly even look at it at all now.
Seriously, I had to tell Marley, like, listen, you got to turn Twitter off because it was stressing her so bad that it was starting to actually affect her instead of just like
it's design. I mean, remember, these people, there's so much technology, design, and all kinds of things that are going into what they're doing. I think I look at the news, so we've got an antenna. First of all, I don't even have CNN or any of those things because I got rid of cable a long time ago. I have an antenna. When I get up in the morning, like Monday to Friday usually, I'll look at the news for about 2 minutes. Did the world fall apart? Okay, keep rolling.
Yep, I try to limit my news watching to I don't know, an hour a day at most. I'll take a break and read through stuff on my phone.
Yeah.
And I purposefully stay away from Twitter almost completely because Twitter is made to pit people at each other. There's nothing good. Nothing has ever been resolved by people on Twitter. It doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So.
Now, not to say, like, so for example, doing this show, which, you guys don't do all the time. I do this all the time, but that's the reason why we try to have fun and make fun of each other. Yeah. And have that human, I mean, this is not the way a human interaction is really supposed to happen. Kind of, though, I guess.
But it's better than being cooped up in your house for the last 4 months.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I agree with you, Patrick. You should at least try to get out there, get some sun, breathe some air.
That's another thing, is vitamin D. For anybody out there that's not aware, I have horrible anxiety that I live with. Vitamin D is extremely important for helping regulate your dopamine levels, which help with anxiety. Dopamine and serotonin. So vitamin D comes from the sun, and black people with darker skin tones, get less vitamin D from the same amount of sun time as white people. So you need to go out and spend some time in the sun. White people, I think they say 15 minutes a day at least. Black people, I think, is like 25 to 30 minutes.
Yeah. So that sounds, I know you told me this before, and it sounds counterintuitive, right? It sounds counterintuitive, but you're saying like the white skin absorbs faster? Is that what happens? Black skin absorbs slower?
It's less of it brings in the vitamins you need, and then it's something about having less melanin in your skin. It blocks less of the vitamin being absorbed or being because the vitamin is actually not absorbed through the sun. It's already in your body. The sun just activates it within your skin. So it has something to do with melanin levels blocking the amount of light absorption.
Okay, all right, yeah. You know what's funny? So today I had a doctor's appointment. And it's just a routine type of thing. I went to the doctor, but I have Crohn's, and she was talking about that and saying that they're actually working on some studies now that say that there's some connections between vitamin D and people recovering from Crohn's. So it's interesting. So none of us are doctors here, but
Yeah, no. One thing I've learned from having anxiety for the last 4 or 5 years, our diets are absolute garbage for the most part. We don't get enough nutrients, and we do not get enough time in the sun.
Yeah.
Being out in the sun and sweating and everything is good for your mental health.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think also, I don't know, man. I just think that when we were younger, and our parents and their parents and all that, there was just more activity in actually dealing with each other than we have today. And I think that's what's kicking up everyone's anxiety levels, right? We're not dealing with each other.
Hank can vouch for it. There are times where during my lunch break, I'll just piss off from the house for a little while and go sit at the studio and just shoot the shit.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's like I just need to get out and talk to another person. Otherwise, there are weeks where the only other person I see during the week is Marley. She'll come home and that's it. Like I don't go out and do things. So
you're not a baller. You're a big YouTuber.
Oh,
You know?
yeah, yeah.
You must
All
have
those-
millions
all
of
those
friends.
making all those pennies off of the YouTubes.
I had that conversation with Lola yesterday. A lot of people think like, oh yeah, you're on YouTube, you must have a whole bunch of friends and all that. Most of the interactions over the internet, and we just don't get dopamine or whatever it is that we need to get from interacting with real human beings.
Yeah.
We
Humans,
just don't get that
are
anymore.
social creatures. We are not meant to live isolated from each other, and we're not meant to live inside, locked away from others as much as we do these days.
Yeah.
I mean, we're meant to be out working hard in the sun, doing things,
interacting with each other. I was talking on Monday about, I used to be a doorman in New York, and I love that. I love dealing with people and figuring out what their problems were and all that kind of stuff, solving things or whatever. I just love that human interaction, man. I could do that all day. I think like for Lola, she deals with people all day, and she really would rather not even see a human being, including me. After that, but I'm the opposite of that, man. I thrive off of seeing people and dealing with each other. Even when Patrick, like he said, drops in here, it's a good thing. I'm glad he he drops in or whatever. He always tries to sneak up on me, but his car is basically.
I don't know why you say that.
His car is basically a pumpkin.
I just pull in and knock on the door. There's no sneaking around.
I see that thing coming from miles away. So anyway, listen, man. I'm glad that. So, are you taking something for this, or what are you?
Yeah, I got some meds.
Okay, all right, yeah, man. Make sure you take those meds, and get out there and other than just go. I know you're getting out there when you're doing training, but
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I got a newscaster. I'm doing one of our local newscasters. I'm getting him trained up tomorrow with both a pistol class and his CCW class.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That's
cool.
That's one thing that I've learned is if you sit when you're feeling anxious, if you sit and dwell on it, it makes it worse. You have to look forward to the fun things that are coming up. I honestly live for my nights and weekends. Because after work, I get to go in the garage and break stuff and make things. Weekends, I get to go shooting. A lot of that.
Yeah. So I think Kathleen Music Lover is asking, what does Rod have? I don't know if you want to repeat what you've got. Anxiety attacks. Is that?
Yeah, just anxiety attack. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He had 2 anxiety attacks that happened.
Yeah.
From. Luckily, it sounds like they're all based on stressors.
Mm-hmm.
So the shitty thing for me is. I think I have a bit of a chemical imbalance that causes my anxiety.
You definitely have a chemical imbalance. I agree with that.
We'll talk about that. But for you, if it's brought on by certain stressors in your life, then it can be easily managed without medication. Getting yourself back to normal, weaning off medication, and then learning to deal with your stressors is the best way to do it. Unfortunately, I don't know if I can do that.
Yeah. Bruce Ludman says, I have anxiety also, and it gets worse when Hank talks about bullpups. So Kathleen says range therapy is best. But just doing stuff. Go ahead.
I used to use that as one of my escapes before I met Marley. Long before I got married. One of my things that I used to enjoy was I'd leave work at 5 back when I was working from an office and go to the range and just shoot for an hour, just by myself, put headphones in and just plink for an hour.
Yeah. Or do so. I know. I'm not sure, but I think, Rod, you have your own house. Is that true?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Do you have a garage or something?
Yep.
Yeah. Maybe come up with some projects or something to work on. I know you used to ride motorcycles. Something you could just tinker with and, somehow whenever that stuff is happening, disconnect from all of that and connect to this.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And get those things out of your system.
It's actually, it's a work in progress. It's like sometimes I have I haven't had a big one in since last week, but there are also times that I have little really small ones. And I had one since I've been on here on this show, but I've learned to control it.
Yeah, you just gotta relax and let it go.
Yeah, man. If we could do anything to help out, let us know. need to come shooting with us or something sometime, or if you just want to hang out, man, you could always drop in on me in the studio here.
Oh,
You
definitely.
Yeah, you're always
definitely.
welcome to come hang out over here. You could, if you want to, you can come out, hang out over here, and work from here, man. Because I think whatever you're doing, if you could just get online or whatever, just let me know.
Yeah. Will do, man. Will do.
Yeah. So Steve Dave says someone pass Rod the weed.
I mean, that is anxiety is a legitimate medical use for. Sorry.
Yeah. Special K says welcome back at Scorched Earth Firearms Training LLC. All Rod needs is a trip to the Keys and have some conch penis.
That would be good. If I had that, that means I'm in some blue water somewhere.
Yeah, or
I think a lot of this, I think a lot more people than normal are feeling anxious about the world around them, and I think a lot of it has to do with being cooped up.
Yeah, I think we're all feeling it. I see a bunch of people in here saying it. I know I'm feeling that. I haven't actually done a road trip. I like getting on the road and all of that stuff,
Marley and I were supposed to have already gone on our honeymoon this summer, and that fell through.
Wait, that was supposed to be this summer?
Yeah, we were going to go out to the Midwest and see like the Grand Canyon and do Then COVID hit, and we were like, well, that's not happening.
That's not happening.
Nope. But no, nobody is doing pleasurable things any longer.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the one pleasurable thing.
Yeah.
People aren't going to the movies or going out to eat like that. That's the one for me that has really just going out to dinner sometimes just kind of snaps me out of my like moods that I'll get into during the day because trapped around the house all day. But people aren't doing that as much anymore.
Yeah, Tyven Show said this earlier. He says, wait a minute, just think about all the people in jail. They're confined and don't have confined issues. I think you just need to rub one out. Tyven,
the pleasurable things, right?
Yeah, Tyven, there's so much wrong in that. Like, the idea you're in jail, you're rubbing one out, all that stuff.
with another dude on the bed next to you.
Yeah, but listen, feel free, do what you have to do. I approve of all messages. You know what I do? When I get stressed out, I buy a car.
We know.
That's what I do. I bought a car today, actually.
Really?
I bought a car today. Yes.
Oh, no.
I bought a McLaren 720S. I'll share that with you guys. Boom. Check that out right there.
Where'd you go to find that?
The dollar store. Dollar General. Dollar General. On the way to the doctor's office, I was like, you know what? Since I'm going to have to put on a mask when I get there anyway, I'll throw on a mask and go into the dollar store. That's why I haven't really been doing getting these Hot Wheels as much, because those stupid rules of having to wear masks and all that nonsense. So anyway, yeah, I thought that was cool. I do have a sickness though. Babyface knows this.
You should see
I
that.
have a serious
Can you face
problem.
your camera down to your right?
No, I'm not showing.
See the collection that are down there?
No.
4.
Yeah, there's a bunch of boxes and stuff like that around here. So, Lola's complaining. She says, you can't stop to eat, but you can stop to buy a Hot Wheel. Yes.
Pretty much it.
That's basically how that works, Lola. So, let's see here. Okay, so many things that we need to get into here. Let me rearrange everything here real quick. Okay, so should we start with the magazine ban? You guys have everyone's up to speed on this, right?
Yeah. I thought it was fake news at first.
I know.
Yeah. Well, and then because remember there was an ammo ban, and that got suspended for like, I don't know, 2 hours or something, and then it came back in. So let me get this comment. SoCal Gunner gave us $5. He says, I live in Cali and I haven't stayed cooped up. F Gavin Newsom. I'm not staying put. Respect to you. So talking about Cali here. So, by the way, I did do a video about this magazine ban that's up there for all you guys that want to see this. Let me see, where did I... If you go search on the YouTubes, I'll run this in here for a second. If you go search on the YouTubes, you'll see there is a Hank Strange video on this with myself and John from Ammoland talking about this news. So check that out if you can. I think it was a good conversation that was just up there. And there's lots of different things going on. So Are you guys still there? Let me see. Did I kick you
Yeah.
guys out? Okay, just making sure I didn't kick you out. All right. So where should we start with this? Where should we start with this thing?
Good for Californians. Go buy your magazines. Get as many as you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything. Remember, you need 10 mags per defensive caliber, right?
Yeah.
How many mags do you guys stick away? Like, what is your
Me?
minimum magazine count?
I'll let Rod go for this first.
Well, I mean, it all depends with me on what my go-to is and what isn't. I think I got maybe about 15 magazines for my AR.
Good number.
My Glock, I got my Glocks. With me, I combine my Glocks to have all same caliber except for the 43 and the 22.
Mm-hmm.
43 and the 22, I let my students borrow those from my class, but
Mhm.
my main one is the 22 and the 23. And combined, I think I got about 12 or 13 of those.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, everything else is, you know, kind of spread out.
For me, for a carry pistol, 5, when it comes to pistol, 5 is bare minimum.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, I can't get any more Hudson mags, otherwise I would have 10 of them.
Are you carrying the Hudson though? Come on.
No. So when I say carry, I mean like duty carry.
Oh, okay.
My concealed carry 2 is good with me. Having a gun and a backup. One in the gun and then one in the backup is good.
Yeah. Maybe another
When it
one in case you break that.
Yeah, keeping some extra spares is always good. And when it comes to rifle, 10 is minimum. Like 10 mags minimum. P mags are so cheap though. It's like, why not? If AR is your platform, P mags are cheap. And then right now, I don't know how things are sitting because I haven't bought any in a while. But there are times where you can get USGI like aluminum or steel used mags for like $6 a piece. And that's when it's like a mag is a mag is a mag. Just load up on them. Why not?
Yeah.
I think Walt says he's got a bunch. He's got a bunch of those. I see him in the chat.
Safety Harbor says he has 100 AR mags sitting in a box.
Walter told a story one night that some guy at some swap meet he met gave him about 4 or 5 mags for like $10. So I wish I could
I don't
find
have
that.
it near me. I actually have one of those magazines. After I finished making my M16, I actually got one of Walter because they were Colt marked mags. They were like military Colt marked magazines. So Walter gave me one for the M16. Nice 30-round mag.
Yeah. So for me, magazines, mostly handgun system, the biggest one I have is Glocks. And it's all 9mm, so it goes back to what Rob was saying. I got tons of those. I got 33 rounders and all that kind of stuff. So except for what I carry most of the time right now, which it is, I carry a Glock 43 for right now. And then like we were saying, I think I've got like 3 magazines. I've got 2 that are always on me. Maybe I've got 2 other ones that are backups. I don't even take them out of the packaging. ARs, because I've got so many ARs, I just buy AR magazines all the time. I have a ton of them I don't even open.
There's no they don't go bad. There's nothing wrong with them.
Yeah.
Just keep.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, with that 43, you ought to consider getting a 43X or 48 lower.
I've been thinking about that. I've been looking at options and things like that. I haven't made up my mind on anything, but you know, we're coming back to the whole. First of all, I don't really have any problems with my Glock 43, to be honest with you.
Right.
You know,
neither do I.
Yeah. So, but I am constantly looking like, oh, maybe I'll switch to this, switch to that. You know, depends on what's going on, and we're looking at things. I think overall, I've got more AR magazines than anything. I've got, you know, and the Glock mags more than anything else. And if it's a gun that I just bought that gun because I think it's cool and I shoot it sometimes, I don't think it's necessary to have a ton of magazines. You know, there are things like I have a bunch of Ruger 1022 magazines.
The more the merrier on that.
Yeah, because we're always building that up. So here's the thing, though. So let me just go over the news. I know you guys have probably heard a lot of this. This article is on AmmoLand News, and I think it's by Dave Workman. It says, Ninth Circuit Court Panel says California magazine limit violates Second Amendment. In a 2-1 ruling, Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals panel on Friday affirmed a lower court ruling that the California ban on so-called large-capacity magazines, quote-unquote, violates the Second Amendment. The ruling may be read below or online. and it goes into all the specifics of it. Basically, they have like this system that they look at it, a two-pronged system. They looked at everything. They're like, no, this violates it. That's all in the video when I was talking to John Crump about this. So it's possible. I know I saw a lot of people in the video saying, is it possible that this could be overturned? And I think that is possible. There is something that could happen here in California, but if that doesn't happen, then the only way it's happening, it has to go to the Supreme Court. So right now, I don't want to say every, because I think there are some companies selling magazines that are waiting for lawyers to say stuff. But if you look at it, I think Primary Arms has got is selling magazines. Barnauls is selling magazines. X-Tech Tactical selling magazines. They make the AK magazines. A lot of people are getting on board here, and magazines are going out to California. I would say, like, be neighborly to the California people. If you're living in a state where this is not a problem, don't.
If you already have mags, don't.
Yeah.
Now's not the time to buy mags.
Yeah.
You should have bought ammo a while ago. You should be sitting. You should be sitting on your ammo and magazines that you should have bought.
Yeah. If let the people in California stock up, because I don't know how long this is going to last for them. I hope it's from now on and forevermore. That's my hope. But it's possible that something could be overturned. I was talking to John about that, and he said the timing on that's hard to know. They would have to sit the whole panel or something like that down and go through a whole thing if they really want to overturn it at this point.
Good.
But we're talking California. They clearly do a lot of anti-Second Amendment stuff over there. So let the people in California get their orders in. And just in case you're wondering, it is legal for you to have these in California if you already had them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you got them during Freedom Week, if you got them before this,
they're legal to own. They just weren't legal to order.
Yeah, because this law grandfathers it. So that's why you had Freedom Week when this was going through the system. And the same judge said, "Hey, this is unconstitutional." And for what was that, like a week or something like that? Everyone was just getting all the magazines. Those are all legal to have in California. So if it's legal right now, you can have them in California. So if you get them now, that's the thing. Like, I would just let the California people stack up in case this flips again. So, SoCal Gunner says PSA is selling mags. And if you guys are, if you're in California, you're gonna buy something, you could go to hankstrange.com, look at Lola's deals, or check out Facebook or somewhere like that. And if you buy it through our links, we get a couple of pennies out of that, a couple of shekels, like Walter says. Helps us pay the bills and stack up on some stuff around here too. So,
right.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so what were you guys hearing about this magazine? And how did you find out? Because I found out from John Crump. So how did you guys find
out? What's his name? Guns and Gadgets.
Guns and Gadgets. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
It came as a news flash on my cell phone.
Okay. Yeah. That's the thing now, man. We're living in those times. Mm-hmm. Stuff happens. All of a sudden, my phone starts going ding, 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 ding. Mm-hmm. So, Lola threw up a link here to Lola's deals, by the way. So you guys can go check that out. Yeah, I saw Guns and Gear threw up a video. You know what? This is a completely aside thing here. Have you guys noticed that Guns and Gear, the beard's getting pretty? He looks like I haven't watched him in a while. Yeah, let me see if I can roll this in here. Hold on a second. Guns and Gear is pretty much looking like a Taliban leader at this point.
I saw that the other day.
Let me see. Yeah, that beard is I guess since he's there's commercial running on there. Ooh, fancy. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Let me just go through here and look at this video. Boom! Look at that. That beard's getting bodacious. At this point, man, he's giving Mac a run for his money with this beard.
Oh yeah. He's longer than Mac.
Yeah.
He's gonna be like, what's that 80s group ZZ Top?
Yeah, Once again, not messing around with the beard game. Man, I've been trying to grow my beard. My beard's never getting like that. Never, ever getting like that. Who out there, he's got one of those truly manly man gun guy beards now. You know, leave something for the rest of us.
Yeah.
You try to,
follically challenged men.
Yeah. I was like, when did this happen? It looks like overnight or something. Boom! You know. By the way, there are people out there like that. I don't know if you know that. I've got a friend that could grow a beard like that in literally about 3 days.
Babyface, speaking of beard, I was looking at your latest video on the magazines earlier today.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, you know, hey, I'm not gay.
He's butching up.
But I'm like, Babyface has a very beautiful beard.
Oh,
I've been letting it grow in lately. I don't know if I can let it go to the point of.
Do you see what I told you guys about the jazz music they were talking about earlier?
I don't know if I can get it to that point without it getting uncomfortable. I don't know. I've never done it before, so I probably could.
Do you have people? Is it in the bloodline? Does anyone get a big beard like that in your family? Because this is probably genetic.
My family has beards. Nobody grows a. My dad's like a hairy guy. I guess when he grows it in, it's pretty thick. He just never has. I've never known my dad to have a beard.
Yeah. How messed up are we as guys? We get jealous over beards. This is what dudes.
Beards are a manly thing, Hank. Come on.
Yeah, this is what dudes get jealous about. You know. I guess the ladies. What do the ladies get jealous about? Like, oh, that chick has bigger boobs than me, or.
They don't look at boobs. They look at
a bigger butt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you got to have it in the family. I don't really know if that's in my family.
It's definitely something
to beard up like that.
Yeah. But then, you know, on the other side this is also in the genes. So.
Oh, going bald?
Yeah, not much you can do. You can't fight it.
Yep. Yeah, that's how it rolls.
You're going bald? You're going bald, Babyface?
Oh God, yes.
I think he was born like that.
Oh man, it is like very thin right in here.
I've never seen.
Let's see. Oh, look at that. We're getting a look.
It's shiny. Look, I gotta wax it soon.
Why did you just go full baldy, man?
I can't do that. I would look like an alien.
Oh, come on.
You look like a baby with a beard.
Yeah, I can't. There's no way
yes.
I could do that.
Yes.
I just wear a hat and then you can't tell.
Yeah. All right. So let's see. Wait. Kathleen Music Lover says, "I'm not gay, but Babyface P beards is so sexy." That's a quote. That's a quote.
I think she's trying to make it a quote.
That's a quote from. That should go on a T-shirt.
Wait! I didn't say anything about sexy. I said.
Let's see. Walter says, "I don't want to look like Papa Smurf with a beard."
Yeah, exactly.
And Jerry Parker says, "I got better things to do than drag a razor across my face every day."
Bricks shaving Babyface, it's liberating.
Yeah. And Boss Hog says, "My beard is the same color as my dad's hair, salt and pepper. I'm only 39. Oh.
Wow.
Oh yeah, it's genetics. There's nothing you can do to.
Yeah.
I gave up on it in my mid-20s because there's nothing I could do to fight it.
Yeah. And Tyven Show says, he gave us a couple of bucks. He says, new hashtag I'm not gay but. Pause. You got to say pause. I don't know if Patrick, I don't know if you know about that. Do you understand that? Do you understand that, Rod Mill? You got to say pause.
I did pause.
That's what the dudes say now. They're like, pause. Babyface.
Wait, really? That's it? Pause?
Yeah.
Back in my college days, it was no homo, but.
No, now you're supposed to say pause, I guess, because you can get in trouble. You can get in trouble with that one. So, Len Holt has a joke. I'm going to read it here. He says, "I heard a guy had trouble with IBS. He said it runs in his genes." Oh, boy. Yeah. So anyway, I don't know how we got sidetracked there from this whole magazine, the magazine ban, but this is like a sad state of affairs. To be honest with you, California, it's a sad state of affairs that grown ass people in America have to panic buy magazines because you're denying them this. Like, what the hell is happening here? You're going after the magazines to deny them access to magazines, right? There's ammo stuff going on there. Is there some kind of handgun thing? I think I haven't had a chance to really.
In California, you can only buy handguns that are still on that they have a list of. That's the only reason Glock still makes the Gen 3 is to send it to California.
To Cali.
Yeah, so you can, because they've already gone through their $100,000 analysis to put it on the list.
How much extra are we paying because now every gun in America has to have "this may cause cancer" on the box?
Everything is known to cause cancer in California.
Dude, the sun. I would like to see California put that on the sun. This may cause cancer. You know. Armament and Axis says sidetracked ? It's Hank Strange show, so there you go.
Let's get used to it. We can't stick on one topic for too long.
Yeah, absolutely. And Kathleen Music Lover says Hank Strange chat goes off the rail equals normal.
Yep.
So
pretty much.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's really a crazy, sad state of affairs that even like everyone is so stressed out. We were talking about stress earlier. Everyone's so stressed out in California that they're out there like trying to get these magazines because they don't know if this is going to last 12 hours, 24 hours, 2 days, 2 weeks. You know, try to go online right now and buy a magazine. It's insane. All the websites aren't working. Mm-hmm.
As long as because the prices on ammo right now are stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, which I understand. It's supply and demand. They're going to hit a point where people won't buy it, and that's where the demand falls off, sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Supply hits, demand hits.
Mm-hmm.
But we're talking 50 cents a shot for 5.56. Like, kidding me? What?
Yeah, where? So, are you seeing that online?
Yeah. So
okay.
I when I'm looking for ammo, I usually go and look at. There's a couple websites that are aggregate websites. They'll aggregate all of the ammo at certain prices, and you can see like they'll show you the trends of ammo pricing. And yeah, right now it's sitting at 50 cents a round for 5.56. 9mm 50 cents a round, which should be at like not even that long ago was sitting at 18 cents a round. Now it's up to 50. You guys should sell what you have.
Yeah. If anyone out there is in my area and you don't have ammo, I might be able to.
You have some for sale.
So that way I could get some more Hot Wheels.
Yeah, exactly. But no, prices are crazy.
Yeah, it's but I don't think that it's permanent.
No, it never
I don't think it's permanent.
It never is.
Yeah.
People, no, it better not be.
No, it's never. The price might jump a little bit in time.
Yeah.
Like so what happened last time, prices went way through the roof. They came back down. They settled at what everybody thought was a new norm. And then after about a year, they settled back to where they were. It wasn't that long ago you were able to go to Palmetto State Armory and pick up 1,000 rounds of 9mm for $180 or something.
Yeah, there were crazy deals going.
It'll
okay,
come
let me
back.
see. When will we see those deals? In January, February?
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago. It'll all come back. So don't stress. Just let it happen.
Well, I don't know. If
well,
Biden,
we got
Biden wins,
if you're riding with Biden, then yeah, prices are going to be through the roof next year.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't like an old man sniffing my neck, so I won't be riding with Biden, but that's just me.
Oh, boy. Yeah, so, Rod, how do you get your hands on guns, magazines, and stuff like that? Are you usually buying it online? Are you going to the stores? What do you do?
Magazines is a little different. I normally go. The one thing that I normally will go to a gun show and get is magazines. Normally they have the surplus mags. What else? I'll usually do that. Or hell, my local gun store. Wait, well, it depends on what kind of mag I want.
Okay.
My local gun store has those cheap P mags.
Okay. So when is the
mags aren't crazy at the moment, and LGS local gun stores probably the way to go right now because your local gun store is not selling those mags to California. The big online retailers are the ones that are pimping them to California. So I don't see mags being a problem if you're shopping in an LGS.
Well, that's right now because if all of a sudden The weird thing about news is this. We're in Florida. You can have whatever kind of magazines you want here right now. But the thing is, this news will go out there, and everyone in Florida will go buy all the magazines in the store. And I'm not sure if they're wrong, because at some point, the stores won't get them from distributors, because like all the magazines are going to California, depending on how long this run goes for, right? Like I said, I hope it goes forever, but it'll take a while before Californians settle down from buying. And so when all of that starts going out there and the stores aren't getting them, then we might see a ripple effect, right?
Right.
So that's the thing. Like, there's certain things, man, you just gotta buy them. Like, whenever you have money and you see good deals and stuff like that, you gotta get magazines, you gotta get ammo. You just gotta try to stock up on those things. So I was just trying to figure out, Rod, have you been to any gun shows, or I'm just trying to see if anyone.
There was one here about 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
And let's see.
Gun shows.
I bought a little ammo, and that was about it.
Oh.
I haven't found a deal at a gun show in 15 years.
Wow.
Seriously.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
There are no deals to be had at gun shows anymore.
Yeah. I think gun shows are kind of crazy.
Yeah, and then you get the nuts. It's fun to go look around at stuff, because that's like the best opportunity to see everything and put your hands on it. But you got the crazy people splitting the bags of 22 into 100 rounds and trying to sell them for $40.
If you're selling right now, might be a good time to go to a gun show.
Yeah.
Probably
If
you're
people
selling.
panicking. I mean,
Yeah.
I have no issue with supply and demand working the way it's supposed to. If there's somebody out there that's crazy enough to buy 9mm for 50 cents a round, that's on them. Like,
Yeah.
If the market sits stagnant for too long, prices will drop back down. That's the way it works.
Walt says the Cali buy will last 2 weeks, then slack off.
Yeah, probably.
Probably if so, let's say the law doesn't change. I think it will go 2-3 weeks or whatever it is, and then by then there probably will be a bump up from the production side in terms of manufacturing more magazines. So
I don't know if they'll. Honestly, I don't think they would bump production. I think they're going to be out for a couple months. Things will come back in, and then it'll be done. Like, I don't see it being that crazy.
Really? Okay. I mean, we're still in this gun buying craze that we're going through right now. It's mostly handguns selling, some ARs and ammo, right, at this point. Shotguns. Okay, shotguns and ammo. Right. Yeah. And so it wasn't magazines up until right now, and then that might be temporary. We'll see.
I really don't think. I don't think everything will settle out back to January until after November.
Yeah.
And then we don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah. What's the worst online gun store in the world doing, you think, right now about magazines? Someone was asking me that in a comment.
I know
you know
exactly
what I'm talking about, right? I don't even want to mention their name.
They're dirty. They're very dirty.
Yeah. What do we call it? CTD?
Crappier than dicks.
Yeah. Have they jacked up prices already?
I was looking at 9mm, and they had 1,000 rounds for $500. Steel cased Russian 9.
Steel case.
1,000 rounds for $500. The PMAG is going for it. Top pick for a PMAG. They haven't $20 for a PMAG at the moment.
One PMAG.
One single PMAG.
Oh,
they should go for $12.95, right?
Yeah, $20 for one PMAG. Wow.
Go to pull up Lola's deals.
Oh, Lola said to.
It's like $12.30.
Yeah, Lola has Lola's deals over there. That's $12.
The most
Yeah, we're talking about the bad guys. Yeah. I'll find Lola's deals here. Hold on a sec. Lola wants me to show. She does all the work. She wants us to show her deals.
And PMAGs at Barnauls for $109. It's a good deal.
Yeah, let me see. I'm going through it. So
Barnauls will not load at the moment. I'm pretty sure their server is getting inundated with orders. Just guessing.
Yeah. So where is it, Lola? On Lola's, go to Lola's deals.
Just go to lolasdeals.com.
Right. Yeah. Daily deals, I think, is where Lola wants us to go to. And
Barnauls.
You'll see
says it's in stock, but
so here we go.
10 people.
So here's the daily deals. There's a bunch. There's let's see. Lancers. There's Lancers on here. Lola's got. She's
Buy
got the.
Lancers.
Huh?
Buy PMags.
Yeah, the PMags are 1230, so they
That
look
buy
better.
PMags. It's worth the upcharge.
Yeah, I would go for the PMags from Palmetto State. And that's kind of like I've paid I don't know $9 for PMags, but that's when times are good. When times are good, you could do that. I remember I had a friend locally that sold batteries and PMags and stuff like that, and he was actually paraplegic. Really nice guy. He still does it. But I would, huh? Kevin, yeah, I would go to Kevin, man, and just stack PMags.
Way to do it.
And batteries.
What are the words? Buy it cheap and stack it deep.
Yeah.
When times are good, that's when you pick up ammo for the next 5 years. Don't feel bad about spending a couple grand on ammo and magazines and guns if they're, over time you're gonna use it.
Yeah, and if you go to back here, the GI mags are like $9.99. And then it looks like there's the D60s, the PMag D60s. Are those D60s still available?
Listen. I'm just gonna throw this out there. $12.95. So $24. You can get 2 PMags. Add another $3 on top of that for some duct tape. You got yourself a D60. Just saying.
Yeah. But I'm sure there's some people in California getting up on that. So this one that Lola has here, actually, I see, is 10 PMags Gen 2 MOE for $109.99.
It's a good deal, and it said it was in stock. Their website is getting hit hard, but when I just went there, it said they were still in stock. So
yeah.
But don't if you don't live in California, don't panic buy. You don't need them.
Yeah, you don't.
If you got at least 10 sat around the house, don't worry about it.
Yeah. Kathleen Music Lover says have no ARs. Kathleen, is Kathleen in Connecticut? Does anyone remember?
I don't know, but that's crazy talk.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. That's some crazy talk. I ain't got no AR.
She might be in Connecticut. Which you can't really buy one now unless it's pre-ban, I think.
Oh, that's
yeah. I think Kathleen's in Connecticut. I could be wrong on that. She'll chime in here in a second. I'll let you guys know. By the way, smash the thumbs ups, everyone out there, please. Smash the thumbs ups. We appreciate that. How many people do we have in California other than SoCal? And SoCal says, "Damn it, babyface! It just crashed. I was about to check out. Oh, that's terrible. Yeah. These guys, remember, this literally happened within the last 5 hours, 6 hours.
Yeah.
All of this started happening. So, Jerry Parker says, "Ever try AmmoSeek.com?" Is that the place you were talking about, Patrick? Which sites do you use for the ammo stuff?
So gunbot.net, AmmoSeek, Wiki Arms are the 3 that come to mind. And they haven't been the most up to date. Plus there's one website out there that has been playing their bot. They know that bot trolls their site, pulls the numbers and puts it up. Because what they do is they price it at a super reasonable price. Then you go to check out, and like today I went to buy 1,000 rounds of 545. You go to check out, $65 in shipping. So they can shove that right up.
Whoa! For how many rounds of 545?
1,000 rounds. It's a small box.
$65?
Because that's how they're doing it.
Is that shipping? That's shipping from the moon.
It better be here tomorrow by 4 a.m.
No.
$65. Yeah, they could fuck their own assholes.
Yeah. But it was a good price for the 545, but
it was a reasonable price. It was 22 cents a shot, which is to me is a good enough price for 545. And it was Barnaul, which was good ammo. But yeah, then they wanted to add $60 on top of it. It brought it from 220 to almost 30 cents a shot, almost $300. And I was like, I don't need 545 that bad. I'll just wait.
Yeah. Kathleen Music Lover says Washington State. Okay, are ARs illegal in Washington State? What is the deal?
No.
No. Yeah,
not,
what's the problem?
Not in Washington State, no.
Kathleen, have you not been able to find a good deal? What's the problem?
Listen, I'm going to throw this out there. Apples are in Washington State, and they're very good, by the way. I got to ask, Kathleen, have you tried one of the new apples that Washington State just brought out?
What, there's new apples?
It's a genetically engineered apple that the Washington State University worked on. They've been developing it for the last 10 years. It supposedly is sweeter and has like a 1 year shelf life.
Oh, zombie apocalypse comes to mind.
You can take it, throw it on your shelf for a year, and it won't go bad.
Zombie
I
apocalypse.
gotta look out what it's called.
That don't sound right there.
Yeah. I don't trust it, man. I don't trust it. That apple's supposed to die. That's nonsense.
Let me see
That's like a fake burger.
Yeah, it sits on the shelf for a year.
No, I thought you were gonna say the apple tastes like cotton candy or something like that.
They do have those. No, they have the ones that taste like grapes. They're called grapples.
Yeah,
the grapes.
Grape.
Yeah.
Yes, the grape. Yeah, I think my kids bought those and I thought it was disgusting.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't like it, and I like sweet stuff, but I was like, no, I couldn't do it. So, Who Denny Unchained says, has anyone had a recent purchase canceled by Cabela's or Bass Pro?
I never shop there. They're typically overpriced.
Yeah.
So I don't shop with them. The only reason I'll go to Bass Pro is if I need something day of, and we have one in Gainesville now. So if I need something now, I'll go there and pay the up price. But typically I don't. Typically they're a big box store. You pay big box prices. So
yeah, absolutely, I agree with that. Kathleen Music Lover says, no, I just don't own them. Prefer pistols.
No, right.
So you can get an AR pistol. You ever heard of that? There was an invention. The Egyptians invented that. And then she says, are you talking about Honeycrisp? Honeycrisp?
No. So it's a mix between Honeycrisp and something else, and I'm trying to find what it's called.
Okay.
They mix the two apples, and so it's like sweet like a Honeycrisp, but then they somehow got a 1 year shelf life on it. It's wild.
Yeah, and she says Bass Pro canceled her, so I didn't realize that was a thing. Maybe that's a thing going around.
The Cosmic Crisp is the new one. So it's a blend of two apples. They bred two apples, and it's called a Cosmic Crisp. Only in Seattle or only in Washington State. I want to hear what it sounds like. They supposedly are really good.
I'm sure you could special order those. It will only probably cost you $65 to get it shipped
for a single apple.
And then you're like, man, I should have gotten that 545. But I thought I heard, didn't I? Okay, I'm pretty sure that there's some ships of 545 on the way over here.
I'm sure there are. I'm not worried about it. I got mags full, which I think I can defend my house with.
If anyone is out there looking for 545, I'm just gonna suggest to you that you might want to keep tracking PSA.
Just hold for a little bit.
Yeah, just keep tracking. Just go there, because I have a feeling that they're gonna be bringing some of that stuff in. So you might want to get up on that. Let's see here. So what other crazy news stuff going on out there do you guys want to get into? Oh, you know what? I'm going to do this real quick here before we go into the next hour. So guess who's having a sale? Guess who's having a sale coming up this weekend, I think, right, Lola?
Yes.
Olight.
Now.
I think the Olight.
Off.
Yeah, the Olight sale is on right now. You can
Talk
get
about another website that's guaranteed to crash.
Yeah, Elite sale up to it's about to up to 45% off. What? So so it's available. Let's see what we're talking about. Oh, the Balder is on sale. Wow, nice. Okay, 600 lumens. I don't have one here in the studio. We'll probably throw up some stuff here, but if you guys are interested in that, you can definitely check that out you can go to the website. So we'll be throwing up some things, doing some posts on it. And I believe these are the ones that have the laser in it. Have you guys tried the Balder with the lasers in there? They're actually pretty cool. I like a laser. On a light. It's not, if you're gonna put a light on there, might as well get a laser. I think that's cool for like a shotgun.
Yeah.
Pistol, might throw the laser on a like a 300 blackout setup or something like that. If you get up in the if you have what do you guys use for home defense? First of all, that's probably my question right there. In the middle of the night, you're sleeping, What are you going for? Are you going for your carry pistol or are you going for something else? Let's see, Rod Mills, what you think.
My 870.
870 shotgun? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Babyface is, hold on a second. Let me see. He's leaning over to something. That's not in that so you get up and take that into the bedroom with you?
It's not always hanging there. Let's say.
Okay. All right.
Most of the time, actually, what's been sitting on the bed, the nightstand has been the Hudson lately.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay, so you're a Hudson guy. What about you, Rod? What do you?
My Glock
Just a
22.
shotgun. Okay. All right.
Well, on the nightstand I got the Glock, and in the corner I got the 870.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I'm a Mossberg 500 guy.
Okay.
So that I know that you can differentiate people based on whether they're into Remington or Mossberg, which I think that's real, right? That's a thing.
Yeah.
I like Mossberg because it's got the safety up top. For some reason, that works with my thumb. I like that. That's one of the things. But so I have a Mossberg over by the side of the bed, but I also have a 300 Blackout integrally suppressed. So that's
a big fucking spider. It's now stuck under my coffee cup, and I don't know what to do with it. I just put my coffee cup on top of it. It is currently under there, and
what?
I don't know what to do.
Call Marley. Where's Marley?
Oh, it was like that.
Oh, juicy. Wait, hold on a second. You got to put your camera there so we can see it.
What color was it?
Black, dark black.
Oh, it's probably fine.
Wait, hold on. Dark black. What is dark black?
Oh, yeah, that is
a big fucking spider, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're not.
Oh, you killed it. You killed it. Oh, you terrible. You're a horrible person.
I need to get a rag.
I was going to say call Marley or get Buckshot in there.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Buckshot will go, what? What am I supposed to do with this? So by the way, listen, for $307.65, you can get all this stuff. That's the sale that's going on. So it's usually all this stuff is $500. So you're saving like about, what are we, like $200 here. And you get to get all these awesome Olights, including the Balder and all that. So if you don't have any, you can get it. You can stack up on those. You can go through our links, and you can help support us. So there you go. You guys have been warned. And I saw someone said
you guys
that.
Want to see a holster?
Sure. So by the way, quickly before you do that, someone said Olight always has sales. Yes. So they're always sailing up.
So this holster a lot of times will sit on my nightstand. It's a let's see, it's a what's it say on it? This is made by T-Rex Arms. T-Rex Arms. Look at that, very nice holster. Sits on the nightstand.
Well, I don't know. I'm not sure what Babyface is doing, so we're not even going to show him.
He's such a pushover.
We're not even gonna show him.
Yeah, okay. You are such a pushover.
Yeah, Armament and Axis says that's a tiny spider. So
I hate spiders. Listen, yeah. I hate spiders.
Me too.
And Check Your Six says got the P2 Mini Valkyrie. They are made in China.
Yeah, they are.
Laugh out loud. So there you go. I showed you a little bit there. And Jerry Parker put up the bug ant.
Ladybug ant?
Yeah, there you go. And he also has thrown up a bunch of flashlights.
I don't like spiders. That's the one thing. I can deal with snakes and scorpions are on that spidery thing, but spiders are not my game.
Check Your Six says don't get bit by the spider, you'll turn into a superhero. No. You will see a whole different side of Babyface P.
God, imagine me swinging around.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see here. There was some other news stuff that I wanted to talk to you guys. There was a lot of news things happening today.
What about the sheriff that got arrested?
Oh, yeah.
Did they arrest him?
Yeah. I had that. Where did I put that?
What was Rod? So you live in Clay County, right?
No, Duval.
Oh, you're in Duval. Do you have any? Do you know anything about him? Because I didn't know much.
He's a cocky SOB.
Is he? Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to find the stuff on the sheriff. It's a Clay County sheriff, right?
Mm-hmm. Clay County sheriff.
Yeah, I
Right.
had this. I had this, but I don't know where it is.
2 hours ago, Governor DeSantis suspends Clay County Sheriff Daryl Daniels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he? So
He
I
he got
do you know
caught
what he did?
cheating on his wife
Okay.
and tried to say that the female that he was cheating with was stalking him, and he sent his deputies out to arrest her falsely.
You can't do that.
Nope.
You can't do that.
Hmm.
So are they? So what are they trying him for? I mean,
Well,
I imagine
he just got arrested yesterday, so
Yeah. So
gotta be
it looks like DeSantis did do. He just did a executive order and kicked him out.
good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good.
So I know he got so this sheriff was getting some fame, right? Because of what I think he was saying, like, don't come and protest. I don't know if he said
Yeah.
protest, but don't come riot and loot over here, right? It's probably a better idea of what he was saying. That was I think Walter. We had a conversation where Walter was talking about this guy, and he mentioned that, hey, this sheriff does have some issues, and so now these issues are coming out, and so he was having an affair with someone that was working for him.
No. She was actually a Jacksonville corrections officer.
Okay. Yeah. And then he tried to use his office to, but he was also like paying her off or something, right? There was some kind of payments or something I think I read that.
No,
I
I don't know about
Keep it in
that.
your pants.
Huh?
Just keep it in your pants. My God.
Yeah. I saw. Let's see. Yeah. Let me see. I'll just pull up this. The article says Florida Department of Law Enforcement confirmed in an internal investigation last year into a corrections officer, they put her name, who's been Daniel's mistress while he was her supervisor. Officials said Daniels had tried to get Smith arrested in 2019 on stalking allegations, and investigators told prosecutors there wasn't enough evidence. Smith resigned while under investigation for misconduct claims. So she also had some issues there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, well, you know what? I think that if you're in a position like this and you're a sheriff and you're doing these kind of shenanigans, yeah, you got to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to get locked up. Hey, you got to get locked up. You know what I'm saying? You can't do, like, in a position like this, you can't do whatever you want and then think that's okay because you do some cool things over here.
Plus, we're 4 days away from electing a new sheriff.
Yeah. There's a new sheriff in town. Going to be a new sheriff in town, most likely after this. So.
Yeah. So yeah, I thought I saw somewhere that there was some kind of money shenanigans going on. Let me see if I could find it before we get out of this, because I was reading up about this. Let's see. Yeah, there was something about money, but okay, all right. So yeah, he's out of there. Good riddance on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, get rid of the corruption.
Yeah.
Corruption's got to go.
Yeah, let me see what other stories can we jump into here. There was
What's happening?
There was some juicy stories that I was sending to you guys. Trying to pull all those up here. We did the Ninth Circuit. We did. Oh, Wayne LaPierre. Did you see the Wayne LaPierre stuff?
Oh God.
No.
Yeah.
What happened now?
So Wayne LaPierre came out with his statement about this whole thing with, and this one's on the truth about guns. Wayne LaPierre publishes a response to the New York Attorney General's lawsuit seeking to dissolve the NRA. And we could just go through that whole thing, but I will go down to what he says. He says, in 2018, James infamously vowed to target the NRA and investigate the legitimacy of the NRA as a charitable organization. He goes on. He says it's all so pathetic and predictable. And then he says, and yet, despite this, NRA brass made no attempt to move the association's charter from the virulently.
Virulently?
It's virulently. That's what's in there. So I guess it's like a virus infected anti-gun system over there in New York, right? So instead of moving to a friendlier state, LaPierre says he took care of all of that. So if you go on here, let's see what he says exactly. This is what I thought was funny. He says, if there was any wrongdoing, I took swift, decisive action.
Get the fuck out of here. How about all those suits you bought?
Yeah.
How about
he says we terminated vendors and removed disgraced former partners and employees who abused the trust that was placed in them by the NRA. Many of these bad actors threatened me with a smear campaign, and then
you abuse it.
Yeah. I'm just quoting him here. It's just funny. It says many of these bad actors threatened me with a smear campaign, and then had the nerve to execute it when I would not succumb to their demands. I certainly paid a heavy price in the public arena.
God, it's his. Oh, he's the one.
Yeah. These were hard but principled decisions, and I stand by every decision we've made in support of you, our members. And then he says here, he pledges to fight on. I know many of you are following these fights, and you are as troubled as me that we have to have them. So he says, but the NRA is governed, financially strong, and committed to good governance. We will not back down during this time. This is our moment of truth. That's what he says there. Okay. What say you guys to that?
Not supporting the NRA till he's gone.
Yeah. I agree.
There was I'm trying to find that article that's actually right along the lines of what has been said there. I saw something today in the news about the NRA and how much like actual spending that they did, and I'm trying to see if I could pull it up, but it was something like they only spent about $1 million so far in this year. Seriously. For campaigns and stuff like that, that's all they've spent. Right. So they have this money, and from what he's saying, he's doing stuff about it, but not really. Not really. What they're really trying to do is get more money, but they're not. Let me see.
I wonder what his wardrobe looks like this year.
Yeah.
What's in fashion for LaPierre this quarter?
Yeah.
No, I will not support them with a cent until he's gone. No money of mine will be going to him, and I would tell others to do the same.
I second that.
Yeah. I will go for the GOA. I'll go for any of the other ones, but I will not give a penny to them.
Yeah, so this is one of the articles here. I'll put this up here. While he's saying all that crap, here's the headline. With legal troubles mounting and spending slowing, NRA promises to boost Trump. The National Rifle Association plans to pour millions of dollars into President Donald Trump's 2020 re-election effort despite escalating legal turmoil and plummeting cash flow, leaving its election spending lagging behind recent cycles. It goes on.
Why are you wasting your money on a presidential election?
Yeah, so
nothing that you're gonna do helps.
I could tell you why. He's probably hoping that Trump pardons him.
He's probably doing what?
He's probably hoping that Trump pardons him or something like that.
Yeah, I hope he gets in trouble for what he has done. I hope it all comes to light, and some dissolution of the NRA happens and can get rebuilt from the ground up like it's supposed to be, with real people in charge fighting for real change in the gun rights movement. So
here's the real quote that I wanted to get to contrast that with what he was saying there in his statement that he put out, right? Here we go. So the leading gun rights advocacy group has yet to even crack $1 million in outside spending reported to the Federal Election Commission since the start of 2020 election cycle. Okay? Shelling out roughly $900,000 through the first week of August. So all the way up to the first week of August, they've spent $900,000. The NRA reported spending cycle nearly twice that much. Twice that amount, with more than 1.6 million in 2018 elections by this point last cycle, and over 9 times that amount at this point in the 2016 election cycle, with more than 8.2 million. So if anyone's out there is wondering what all this means, basically with all of this stuff going on, even though they're sitting on money, they're not spending it to get these politicians in line. Guess who is? If they're not, if these guys aren't getting money from the NRA and staying in line, then they're taking that Bloomberg money, right?
Right.
And this is how things are happening, and this is the whole point of what the NRA is supposed to be there for. So he hasn't spent as much money as he spent probably buying suits.
Are their financials aren't public record, are they? I can't just pull up and let's see if they.
Yeah, I mean we're only seeing this kind of stuff in these kinds of reports. So
2018 annual report.
Yeah. So it's troubling, but we're seeing that. We're seeing that a lot of these politicians that are supposed to be pro-gun, pro-Second Amendment are slipping and not doing that. And it's basically money. They don't have the pressure from the NRA and then also the money that keeps them in line. I hate to say it, but that's just the way a lot of these guys work, right? So they're going to money from the Soroses and the Bloombergs and whoever else is piping that money to them, and they're basically... they could give two craps about the Second Amendment. So that's a lot of what I think, in my opinion, we're seeing going on out there. So, yeah, I don't know if people really. I wonder how many gun people actually believe Wayne LaPierre these days.
I think a lot of the older gun guys that have just been indoctrinated and this is what it is probably won't change. I saw a lot of people on one of their YouTube videos commenting like, you got my back, Wayne, something like that. But I think the younger audience is waking up to how stupid they are, how wasteful they are as an organization. Fighting for gun rights advocacy is a great thing. I mean, your Second Amendment rights are obviously just as important as your First Amendment. But they are a bloated behemoth of useless spending. That's all they've become in the last 10 years.
Has Max said anything about this?
About the recently with this particular news I'm talking about, I don't think so, but he's talked about this a lot recently. I mean, I think most people, I can't think of someone in the gun community who's still backing up the NRA. I think even you've got guys like Pincus is saying, hey, if Wayne steps down, maybe this stuff will go away.
If LaPierre stepped down, I would have some more faith in what was happening. But that's never going to happen. His cash cow he's never going to step down until he's removed or his cash cow is completely dissolved. That's it. The man rides high on a massive paycheck. Let's see what he makes in a year, if they even say.
I don't know if, SoCal Gunner says, by the way, Barnauls still not checking out. No. Try calling. I don't know if that's going to help. I don't know if they got their phone system back up since they had those storms.
In 2015, he raised his annual compensation from $3.7 million to $5.1 million. For what? What does he do?
Yeah. Jiro Sig 556R says you still need to support the NRA. The fact they remain the largest gun rights organization. That's why I just told you they've only spent $1 million so far. Yeah, they're not effective at this point. If they've got less than $1 million to spend,
they are not the largest any longer.
Yeah.
GOA. Let's see what GOA has spent.
Listen, the truth here is that they are the biggest organization and they've got the money, but they're not effective. They're not doing anything right now. And that's the problem that we have with them. I think GOA is growing, but there's no organizations that are going to approach the NRA in terms of size. But why would we support them when for no reason? And to what you were saying about if he steps down, this organization basically looks like a nonprofit but belongs to Wayne LaPierre.
It absolutely is.
So even if he stepped down, I wouldn't trust it. It would just be his dudes in there.
It would be Putin's Russia, right?
Yeah, it's not like they're gonna step down and then Rob Pincus is gonna and those guys that we trust are gonna go in there and take over. That's not gonna happen.
Nope.
So,
somehow
I don't trust
funneled all back to him anyways. It's
yeah.
I don't know what happens. I really don't know. It very much feels like a Putin's Russia type situation where it's just never gonna end.
Yeah.
Until it gets burned to the ground.
Yeah, James Miller says Wayne would have to step down and it needs to be an entirely new board voted in. These guys own this thing. They own it. We would have to root their ownership out of there for
KY
this to
Guns
really
and
be
Radio,
effective.
it's not just Wayne, half the board is corrupt. Absolutely. And their board is massive. I don't understand why they have a board that excessive.
Yeah.
Their board's like 100 and something people, isn't it?
Yeah, Putin and Russia. That's what you need to look at to see how these guys are running it, or Teamsters and the
82
mob.
members. They have 82 members on their board. How can anything get done with an 82 member board?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I think at this point it's just a name that has value to all of us. But I don't know if we're ever going to get that. I don't know if we're going to get that back. So
I wonder how much they're paying those board members.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff going on here. All this nonsense he's talking about, like what was the name of this? What's the name of this law firm? Go ahead.
Why the fuck do you get paid to sit a board? You vote every couple months. What are you doing to make that kind of money? Okay, I'm done ranting.
What's the name of the law firm everyone worked for? I keep forgetting that name. So, Ackerman McQueen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they started that.
So he did?
The NRA, yes, he this was a thing that he started. They split this off like, hey, you guys go over here and we'll pay you to do this. They started it. That's why he's saying, if we go back to that, I already closed it out. But the NRA started that Ackerman McQueen thing off, right?
Right.
And separated that for whatever reasons. And when things went wrong there, who should we blame? We got to blame you. You should have oversight over this thing.
Somebody find me a nonprofit that isn't a total scam. I'm serious. There's so many out there that 90-something% of the funds that come in go to executives, go to paying for the people that work there, and 5% goes to what they're actually supposed to. I feel like all of them are like that.
Yeah.
Or like you were talking about last night, you get these companies that are nonprofit. That what was the one you were talking about? Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation.
Gates Foundation, yeah.
So they get tax-free because they're donating all their money to the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. That is then paying them, or they get to own the company owns all the houses. It's all a scam. It's all a scam, and I'm on a rant tonight for some reason.
Yeah. So Duro saying, and I'm letting him say what he has to say here because I think there are people who think this, although I don't agree with it. I think it's a valid thing for us to reflect here. He says politicians don't talk to GOA. NRA has the most members, i.e. voters. If you turn your back on the NRA, you're turning your back on gun rights, like it or not. They turn their back on us. So,
I agree with that.
Just go look at the articles. They've only spent in this election cycle so far $900,000. They have more money than that. Wayne LaPierre is heavily in charge of that, right? So that's them. They should have. This is why we're losing. So if you go back the last 4 years, what has the NRA done for gun rights?
They gave up here in Florida when they were pushing to ban our bump stocks.
Yeah. So, and he says, do you think they're the only nonprofit with golden parachute execs? And then he said some bad stuff to Babyface that I'm not going to repeat here.
Get fucking real, Babyface, be moron.
I don't think that's necessary.
That's what I fucking said.
Yeah. Listen.
I fucking said that most of those are most nonprofits are a scam. You fucking moron.
If you're taking your money,
I'm gonna eat my sandwich.
If you're taking your money, and don't get stressed out about it. This is a conversation.
It doesn't stress me out. I'm eating a sandwich.
Yeah. If you're taking your money and you're giving it to an organization to represent you, and they are not representing you, they are misrepresenting you, they are corrupt. Okay, they're doing all kinds of things with the money. The big thing that we relied on them for was that pressure on politicians. That's clearly not happening. Show me where that pressure is happening on politicians in America in the last 3-4 years. You can't. There isn't any pressure. And we just talked about how they've only spent $1 million. They still have a lot of money. There's still a lot of money here, right?
Right.
So what's the point? What's the point of supporting them at this point? If there's all this bad stuff going on in there and LaPierre won't step down, won't do anything about it, and keeps getting smacked upside the head and spends his time dealing with that, and we don't have any of the things that we rely on them to do, what is the point? There is no point in that. That's doing the same thing, and it's not going anywhere, doing anything, or changing, and running your head into the wall over and over again. And if you're wondering why guys like us don't want to support it, that's the reason why. What's the point of that? We're out here doing more, and even these smaller organizations are out here doing more than the NRA would be doing. I would love it. It would be awesome if the NRA was doing what they were supposed to be doing, but they're not. Okay?
Yeah.
They're not, and that's just a reality. You know, these guys wasted money going to Russia, running around after some Russian spy chick. Come on, if you have not been paying attention and seeing all that nonsense going on in the NRA, and you're just giving them your money, and then you're losing Second Amendment rights all over the place, right? Come on, you're not paying attention.
This is the problem with any large organization, including politics. Mm-hmm. It's just pure corruption all the way from the top down.
Yeah. At some point, you have to realize that that's not doing anything. Show me the politician who this pressure is working on right now. In 2020, we're in August of 2020. Which one of these politicians is that pressure working on? Just tell me.
Yeah, it doesn't matter anymore.
It's not. So these guys stole out of the NRA, out your money that you were giving, my money that I was giving to the NRA. They stole more than $1 million out of there. Millions of dollars. And they've only spent so far this election cycle $900,000. That's all you need to hear, man. I'm just saying.
I can go to what's it called? Get a suit for less than $100 and be fine.
Yeah.
Wasteful spending of our money. And then we don't get a say in any of it because you have to sit the board to vote, and you have to be a member for 5 years to vote for the board.
They keep changing it. Every time something happens at the NRA, LaPierre keeps changing the rules and making it tougher and tougher to get anyone in there and get any kind of oversight in there. And anyone who says they believe in the Second Amendment and they're out there doing stuff for it, okay, if you haven't paid attention to that, that's not our fault. That's your fault. You haven't paid attention. You are just blindly giving these guys money and believing that they're on your side when they're just bleeding you dry and you're not getting anything for it, okay? If these guys were out there fighting for the Second Amendment, really, truly...
I would tithe a lot of money to that organization if it actually worked.
Yeah, but even with, let's say the AG was still going after them, but we were out there, we're like, yeah, we see these guys doing it, then we would go, listen, okay, that sucks, but, we'll deal with that later. But guess what? People have been doing that, hey, that sucks, we'll deal with it later for years. That's how we got here. And that's how we lost everything, by doing that. So at some point you need to wake up and realize that Wayne LaPierre is behind you, smashing you in your butthole. Okay? You got to, at some point, wake up and realize that.
Hey, another thing, the older guys that are the all faithful guys are slowly dying off. And now you're going to have our generation and younger behind you. So you got to ask yourself, okay, so, what allegiance do we have now? Mm-hmm. This ain't our grandfather's NRA anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Somebody said Ted Nugent for NRA president. Fuck yeah, I would vote for him. But again, I can't vote. I'm not a voting member because I'm not going to sign up for 5 years just so I can vote for something.
Yeah, I'm not. So I like Ted Nugent. I'm not going to sit here and say that I don't like him, but I think that I don't know, man. I need people in there who are actually going to do something. I need people who are going to keep the pressure up. I don't mind that. Like, I understand that these guys might have to get on a jet. They might have to do this thing or that thing. But there's a certain point where they're just living a life off of the 5 million people that are supporting them all the time, and not just giving them memberships, but whenever they need money, jumping on board and doing all that. I've been doing this for over 7 years, and for most of that time, I supported the NRA. Not just with my money, I made videos supporting them, I went to the NRA shows, did all that stuff. And the whole time, they were trying to own guys like me. Okay? There's lots of people, I'm not the only one. They were trying to do that. So the problem here is that they were more concerned with owning people than working with people. And I don't think there's anything wrong with them having some kind of ownership over getting their message out there. What I think is wrong is that the people who they didn't own and control and have in lockdown, they did not want to work with. So, like, what is the point? You tell me, like, what is the point of this? You know, there's so many stories that you just don't know about it. You just never heard about it. Where these guys, where the NRA, yeah, behind the scenes, where they would just the things are ridiculous. We would take hours and hours and hours here to talk about all of it. And I think most of us that really live this and do this all the time, we've been fighting it, and that's the reason why you see people just like, nah, forget it. I've been there. I've seen the elections, how that process works and what they do, and how
their
they
election
control
process is BS.
Yeah. So, you know, I think the idea of getting more involved with them is idiotic idea, and it makes no sense at this point. We are better off taking our energies and doing other things, and keeping folks informed, fighting things, getting out there and trying to do things like hand to hand, than relying on the NRA or any one single body from now on. And I don't want to see any of those guys be so big that they fall into this corruption thing either.
I think we as YouTube community, and I say that lightly because I'm not a big YouTuber, but I think our responsibility is helping usher in the next generation of gun owners. Mm-hmm. Helping usher in the next group of people that, because you don't bring a new gun owner. All these people that are buying guns for the panic stuff, you don't bring them to the political side of gun stuff instantly. That's something that you have to build that up. You have to be like, look, these are your rights because of this. Now go fight for it. Like, it takes time to get to that point. And I think YouTubers, that is just people with an audience and a voice. That is your kind of what you should be doing, is trying to build that up, because I don't know. I don't think gun rights organizations give a shit about the youth vote anymore.
Yeah, James Miller says that Pete Brownell tried it, Tim from Military Arms tried it, and others tried it. It doesn't work because the power structure won't allow you to make a change. Mm-hmm. I think
they won't even allow you to get voted in.
Yeah, from my opinion, and obviously, you know, we don't have Pete Brownell here to talk for himself. My opinion, actually knowing him and seeing some of this stuff go down, I think that he thought like a lot of us did, and then when he actually got some kind of position there and saw what was going on, he was like, nah, I don't want any part of this. Just disconnect me from this.
Why would you want your name associated with that, with the hive of scum and villainy that is there?
Yeah, I actually give more kudos to him because he did that. And I could tell you, like, I've seen it, like a dude who his family built that company over generations could act in a completely different way. And the way that I personally have seen him rolling, you know, I have a lot of respect for that. And I think that's probably the reason, me speaking, you know, it's not him speaking, from me from the outside saying, he probably disconnected himself from all that nonsense. It was like, hey, I don't want any of this. I'm out of this. Maybe in the beginning he thought there was something that he could do, but then he quickly realized that there wasn't anything. And I agree with what James Miller is saying. I think all these guys try to do stuff. The people you were just mentioning, just like if you're talking about Mac and IV88 and all these guys getting together, the people that they're talking to, that they can reach, why would the NRA not try to work with these guys? And say, okay, you guys have, because that combined reach is bigger than whatever the membership is. And a lot of those people were members too, right? But ultimately, at the end of the day, they want to own everything. LaPierre owns the NRA. It's not a not-for-profit organization, really. That's just a shell game. You know, and that's the point I'm trying to make to you. Take your time and go look at this. I don't have any kind of love for the New York AG.
Don't
really
think that we're on the New York AG side, because I'm not. None of us are.
Yeah.
Well, I can't speak for Rod, but I'm not.
Yeah, so I think that's the thing, that those of us who've been going through this and seeing this for a long time, this is the way that we feel about it, and we've just got to what is the word I'm looking for? Decentralize some of this, man. You know, we really need the people out there to pay attention. Yes, it does take money, But when you're taking this money and you're abusing it to this level and not putting this money where it's supposed to go, and when in a year like this year, you haven't spent, so far, we're in August, and you haven't dropped $1 million fighting for the Second Amendment, what's the point?
I think my guess is they're worried about income. That would be my guess. If somebody is like looking at their numbers and going, ooh, we're not making what we used to. We don't have income coming in like we used to. What do we do?
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, well, don't spend money.
Yeah,
And
the only time I hear from them is when they want money from me.
What's it?
Yeah. Me
That's
too.
all I hear.
Yeah.
Me too.
They're not interested in knowing what any of us think about it. They just like, hey, dude, give us the money. You know?
Hey, the enemy is on our doorsteps. You gotta fight for your rights. We could use $20, by the way. Thank you.
Yeah. You know.
Seriously, that's how it is.
Yeah, it sucks. It sucks that the AG has that over them, but it wouldn't have happened if they didn't create that situation.
Yeah, if like, I don't think any of us are going to say we are pro-corruption. Like, if it's a corrupt part of the organization, no matter who it is, I want to see it gone. I don't give a crap what organization it is, you know?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a shame, right? Because they had this name recognition and all that, and it had some kind of power or weight or gravity behind it, but it doesn't, and it hasn't in a while. It has not had that gravity.
They've been burning the goodwill that a lot of younger people had for them by flaunting the lifestyles that are lived by some of these people.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
You know, the one thing I can say for Crazy Cat Lady is I don't think she doesn't seem to be a frivolous spender. Marion Hammer?
Yeah, the chick in Miami.
Yeah, down here in Florida.
Yeah.
I'll give her credit. I may not agree with everything she says, but she's not flying the corporate jet everywhere and buying new. What do old ladies wear? What are they called? Muumuus? I don't know.
Yeah.
Babushkas.
Babushkas once a week.
Babushkas. Yeah, but just look at what you could just go back and see what they were saying about some people like us. Just go back and see what they were saying about us. We were NRA members, and they were talking dirty about us. Yeah, because we were like, hey, you got to listen to us. You have to pay attention. You know, there's a whole bunch of things that went down here. This 3D chess over the bump stocks, man. That wasn't the beginning. That was just the beginning of a lot of people currently seeing what's happening. But they were older generations. I think that's kind of what you were saying, Rod, that, you know, there were older generations that saw this and moved away from the NRA. And the NRA was like, no, we're not doing that. That's why they did this whole thing that they did with NRA TV and try to seem funky and cool. And we're down with the young people and everything.
But that wasn't even NRA. That was Ackerman McQueen.
Yeah, but NRA was funding that.
Yes.
They were funding that. And I think, I'm not trying to say nothing good came out of that. I think I'm glad that Coleon Noir is out there. He's still kicking ass. But he's doing that on his own. When this all fell apart, they didn't even speak to him. Right?
And you telling he was getting let go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
just, hey, we're not paying you anymore. Too bad.
Right. But he's still out there fighting. So I'm not trying to say that there's all bad things that came out of it. But basically, you know, this is why they're in the situation that they're in, and we can't support them. It's like your brother is a crackhead, and he stole your TV and your stereos and all that kind of stuff out of your house.
That argument. Oh, but it's family.
Yeah. No. Dude's got to move. He's got to move out of the house. You got to change the locks.
Exactly.
He's got to suffer.
Oh yeah, you got to go.
Yeah, it's up to him to build back the trust of the family.
You don't keep the TV stealing crackhead living in the same room as you. You got to get out.
Yeah. So, and trust me, I don't think you've seen the end of this. I'm not happy about it, but right now at this time, we need these dudes.
I think Bricks
and we don't.
Is right. Bricks said the NRA didn't count on the members turning on them. They didn't realize the power of social media. That's the part of the problem. I agree 100%. But I think part of the problem there is the people that are on that board are so out of touch with what, I won't even want to say youth. I'm 30. I'm not that young. But what younger shooters, how the world works for 30-year-olds, for 40-year-olds, for 50-year-olds. They have no idea. They don't know how social media works. They don't know how any of it works anymore.
Also, they don't care. It's like, don't bamboozle me. My kids are like that all the time. Dad, please, don't tell me about how you had to, like, dial the telephone and all this kind of nonsense. I'm living now, dude.
Yeah.
This is now. What's up right now? and that's the thing. It's tough for me, right? Because I grew up like that. But this is the truth, right? This is the future generations, and if they're seeing it, we're living in a completely different world. They're not gonna go for that. We're not going for it. I'm almost 50. I'm not going for it. Babyface 30. Rod, I don't know how old you are.
I'll be 50 in September.
Okay, awesome. I think so. When you've got us not going for it, then definitely the 20-something-year-olds.
It all, to me, my problem all comes down to corruption. It's a good organization. It was an organization that was founded on good principles. Let's say that. Mm-hmm. That has, in the last 40 years, 50 years since LaPierre took over, and probably before that, has turned into just another corrupt. What's it called? Non-for-profit. It's just another corrupt non-for-profit that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A tiny percentage is still doing what it's supposed to, but they are just the people sitting the board making the money, and the president making $5.1 million to fuck around on a private jet, and buy suits all the time. Like,
and that's just what we know.
Exactly, it's bloated out beyond what it should be, and it needs to be wrangled back in. The old corrupt ones need to be let go, but it feels like it's impossible because of the way they set up their voting structure. It's next to impossible to get on that board.
I think if LaPierre cared about the Second Amendment as much as we do, he would be willing to go, listen, I'm just going to step away. I'll turn this over. Of course they don't, man.
Personal opinion of mine, I don't think he gives a rat's ass about the Second Amendment. He's in the same vein as I don't think Al Sharpton gives a rat's ass about black people. He just sees it as a money.
I would agree with that.
It's the same. And it's the exact same thing.
If you look at that article, who are they going to spend money on? They're going to spend money on Trump.
I mean, of course they are.
Like, what's that about? You know what I'm saying?
So
I'm not trying to knock Trump. I'm just saying to you, that's probably who I'm voting for, right? So, but the thing is why are you spending the money there, dude? Why are you spending the money there? Okay? There's other places that we need that money to be spent. And I don't know that Trump is worthy of all that kind of support from the NRA specifically either. Right? But why would they do that? Power. This is a guy in power. They want him to know, hey, we did something for you, and this is where you could call for favors and all that kind of stuff. Well, that doesn't signal to me that you care about the Second Amendment. That goes outside of politics. Like, I don't actually care what politician is trying to tear that down. I'm not down with it. The reason why I'm saying I'm going to more likely vote for him, because if you go look at Biden's platform against gun control, I'm not voting for that.
Right.
Okay? I don't care who he puts up on there. I'm not voting for that. So, yes, I'm going to hold my nose, vote for Trump or whatever. But there's things that he did that I'm not happy about, right? So if you have a line there, you might want to express some of those things to him, because I don't think he's hearing that message. He's not listening to me. He's listening to the NRA, but they're not telling him that. They're just saying this nonsense like, oh, woe is us. We're real tough. We're on top of everything here, man. There's so much horrible. Look, I remember the NRA annual meeting where like a few days before that, they kicked out the USCCA. You remember that?
Yeah. Pincus wasn't allowed. Like, Pincus is on the shit list or something, right?
That was at the last one, yeah.
Yeah, he's not allowed to like go into certain meetings or whatever, even though he's a board member, isn't he?
No.
Or is he not?
I don't think he's a board member. No. He's
just a dues-paying member.
He's a dues-paying member, and he is an activist.
And they said, sorry, you can't come into the.
And Pincus is mild. He's not a radical.
He's not like us. No, we are the
he's
radical
a good dude.
ones.
He's a good dude. I'm not trying to knock him at all, but he's rational.
He's politically minded. I'm not of the Pincus mindset.
Yeah.
Burn that shit to the ground.
Well, we need the assets back, but I don't know if we'll ever get it. And at this point, man, who knows what's going to happen with that. And in the meanwhile, we could be, we'll have a massive problem here sitting on our hands when it comes to this. Look at us. We are celebrating the whole show. We're celebrating the fact that people in California could buy magazines.
Got their rights allowed. They were allowed to have their rights back.
There's something insane about that.
Without the NRA.
Yeah. You know, this is the point.
They filed amicus. I think that's all they did for this thing.
Look at
which
Florida.
Means,
all of us. Go ahead.
Basically, I could file an amicus to the court and say, listen, I think you should go this way because of this and this and this. I'm not a lawyer, but I believe that's all they did was file an amicus brief to this lawsuit.
Yeah.
To this thing.
We are in the state of Florida, aka the Gunshine State,
and we have lost some of our rights. Many of our rights.
Yes. Because
of the people that are supposed to be on our side.
The NRA opened the door for that.
Just remember, just let it pass. Just let it. We don't fight this now. Remember, fight the Democrats. They're the true enemy. Put me in office so I can fight the Democrats and flip on my gun rights at the same time.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's a local politician that I have a real stick up my ass about, if you can't tell.
Yeah. Duro Sig says the NRA still puts out a decent magazine. Okay.
You know, I never even get it. I sign up for their I have to use their and Rod, I think you're probably in the same position. You have to be a member of their training group to be able to do CCWs. Yeah.
Yep.
There's a lot of stuff going on there, and I just think we're not in a position to fix it. And he wants to know where's GOA's thing. GOA doesn't have that kind of money. GOA spends their money for lawyers and fighting proposed legislation and all that kind of stuff. That's where that money goes. They don't have anywhere near NRA money.
No.
Okay, and they don't have all those bells and whistles. And at some point, we have to decide whether or not we want those bells and whistles, and we still want to lose the Second Amendment.
I would venture a guess that if you do percentages, which is more important than in some stats is more important than raw numbers when we're talking about something like this. If you were to look at percentage of money spent on legislation, suits, lawyer fees, things like that. Percentage-wise, I'm guessing the GOA has put more money towards it. Percentage-wise, NRA is obviously going to outdo them on money because they have $390 million a year to spend or something like that, $400 million, something crazy. But when it comes to percentages, I just don't think they're putting it where it should be.
Yeah. There's a whole bunch of things here. Man, I don't know. I'm trying to. This upsets me, so I don't know if it's good to bring it up or not.
We're ranting. I'm starting to rant.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Another thing that upsets me. Police. North Carolina man faces murder charge in shooting death of 5-year-old boy. I'm sure you guys heard about that.
Let's go from one shit show to another shit show. All right, let's talk about this shit.
Yeah, a North Carolina man faces first-degree murder charge in the shooting death of a 5-year-old boy who, according to local media reports, was riding his bike in his neighborhood. Police arrested Darius Sessoms, 25, on Monday after a brief search. The child, identified as Cannon Hinot, was shot Sunday evening in Wilson, North Carolina, according to police. He was taken to a local hospital where he later died. The Wilson Police Department sends its sincerest condolences and prayers to the family of Cannon during this time. Sessoms was located inside a residence in Goldsboro, North Carolina, police says. And it's like, this whole thing, man, just makes me mad. Like, the dad, I guess, was inside, and he came out, he heard this. I don't even know why this, like, is there a reason why this guy did this to this kid?
It's hard for me to even discuss, to be honest with you.
So go ahead.
So I think there are a lot of rumors going around. I don't know that there are any really hard facts about what had happened. Suppose, from what I have heard, and this is all speculation and hearsay from Facebook, so take it with a grain of salt. They had him over for dinner the night before or 2 nights before, and the kid then that day was riding his bike in the neighborhood, rode over the guy's lawn, and he just went into his house, got a gun, came back out, and just pop. That's it. Done. That's what I have read. How factual that is, I don't.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, there's a legal thing that's going to happen here, but I don't know, man.
There should be an electric thing that happens as well.
Well, people need to realize, like, as a parent, I don't know what they would be able to do to protect this guy, man. This guy would have to get off the face of the planet, in my opinion.
So you were talking about this before. For anybody that wants to go watch a good video, Look up the shooting of a guy named Jeff Doucette. This happened in the 90s, I believe. Doucet, Jeff Doucette. He stole some He was a karate coach, kidnapped this family's son, and molested him. They got the son back. They arrested Doucette, and then on his way, I guess they were flying him in. As he was going through the airport, the father, Gary Pluchet, was hiding in the phone booth, waited for him to walk by. He turned around and capped his ass.
Mm-hmm.
I can't blame him, is all I'm going to say.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a very similar situation where I wouldn't blame anybody in that.
A 5-year-old, I don't know what would be the reason. I mean, we obviously don't know everything here, but yeah, man, this kind of thing, like the rage, and I mean, it's a situation, it's a nightmare for a parent.
Yeah. That was hard for me to even read the article.
Nah, don't like it. Didn't like it.
What are you doing?
Like
what, like, what did a 5-year-old do? I'm not saying, 5-year-olds could be whatever, but what the hell is a 5-year-old done to you that you would do something
they're
like that?
barely. I feel like a 5-year-old's barely out of toddler age. They're still a little thing. I don't know.
I remember my kids at 5 years old fighting each other, man. Their bones are so soft they're not even hurting each other. It's like hitting each other with pillows. Seriously. Right?
Listen, somebody did that to mine or my own. You better believe they wouldn't be finding him.
Yeah. So it's a horrible thing.
I hope he gets. Does North Carolina have the death penalty? I don't think they do.
We've just got some really sick, broken, evil people in the world. The things that people do, and this is obviously not the same thing, but I was reading this thing about Chili's. I don't know if you heard about this. It's not the same thing, like I said, but 3 women arrested after teen Chili's hostess is allegedly attacked for enforcing social distancing. So this is a 17-year-old high school senior that plans to become a doctor, and she was attacked by these 3 women because she was talking to them about social distancing and all that kind of stuff.
So the first time I got told about wearing a mask or whatnot, because I'm an anti-masker for anybody out there watching.
Mm-hmm.
I go about my business and don't put a mask on. It was at Walmart. The people at the front wouldn't let me in because I wouldn't have a mask on. And deep in my gut, I wanted to argue, but I sat back and I thought about it. I'm like, they're getting paid minimum wage to tell me don't wear a mask. Like, why would I need to make their day harder? It's not on them. It's just their company policy. Like, me bitching at them doesn't do anything.
Why would you attack a kid just working in McDonald's or any other? Like, what are you up to?
Crazy. People are crazy.
I don't know what you're up to, man, and I don't know. And obviously, these people have their own children and stuff like that. You got to think about all this when you're out there in the world. But there's a lot of bad things happening in the world. I know someone told me don't stress out. Don't get Rod stressed out. So I'm gonna try.
I know, Rod. We are just for the last hour and change. We have done nothing but talk stress.
Yeah. I'm trying to see.
I can tell you this though. That's a great proponent for us to own guns, because they got these crazy people in the world. Okay.
Just doing crazy shit. Crazy people doing crazy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. Talking about crazy people doing crazy stuff. Do you guys remember me talking about these guys who on social media, their whole thing was pointing their guns at their junk? Do you remember me talking about that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that actually real?
I don't know. I know that when we were talking about it before, people said that it's probably real. Well, so this news came out today. Okay, man accidentally shoots himself as he was reaching for his gun, died of a shotgun wound to his leg, right? So they found a guy in his car. He died of a shotgun wound in his car reaching for his gun. Okay, that's not the actual thing I want to get into here, but it's related to what I want to tell you guys about. So, those guys where is it? Okay, here we go. This is if you're looking for this article, this is in the Post, okay? New York Post. All right, so here we go. Gun nuts. Guy in online group that points firearms at genitals has predictable accident. What do you think that accident was? A member. Yeah. Yeah, a member of a Facebook group dedicated to men who get their rocks off by posting photos of loaded guns pointed at their privates got a bit trigger happy and accidentally shot himself in his junk, Vice reported. The unidentified member of the group loaded guns pointed at Venus.
Time out.
Time out.
Did you say this is a Facebook group?
I talked about this one day, and then people tell me right now, the people who were here, you guys said it was real. I was like, this can't be real.
I've never heard of that. Why would they have a fucking Facebook group?
You point your gun at your dick.
I said this can't be really gun guys. It can't be actual gun guys. But people told me it is actual gun guys and exists. I'm not in this group. I've never seen it.
What do you guys think the name of the Facebook group is? Just throwing that out there. What would you name the Facebook group where all you do is point guns at your own junk?
Yeah, well, I told you the name. It's, quote, loaded guns pointed at Venus.
That's it? That's
yes.
it? Oh, come up with something.
They're from the San Diego area. Well, this guy's from the San Diego area. Posted a video of himself pointing his .45 caliber M1911 semi-automatic at his genitalia. After a brief pause, the gun went off. And then he says, "Hey boys, I might have effed up," the man wrote in a gross understatement above a photo of a towel stuffed between his legs, along with blood splattered on the floor and a copy of the Constitution, according to Vice. I mean, this almost sounds like clickbait.
This is these pictures. Are you?
No, please don't share the pictures. No, I don't want to see the pictures.
It's not the pictures of any blood. Are you on the Vice article?
No, I have to go to the Vice article. Hold on.
The dude has this one picture. The guy has a Glock. And he's not just pointing it down like this. He's got it facing backwards, up his groin, towards his, like, if that went off, it would go, oh, God, why would you ever do this?
Yeah, I don't want to show, well, I guess I could show it here. Let me show you guys briefly here. The Vice article. Here's the Vice article. This, whoever is running this group, if this is a real group, this nonsense has to stop.
Did you read Motorboater's comment for the name?
What?
The Pecker Picklers.
No, this is so insane, man. This is insane. I feel like we're getting trolled by these guys. Or even Vice is trolling us. Motorboater says the Wiener Wasters. Wiener Wasters.
Oh, God, that's a good one. The Wiener Wasters.
Black Sword Shinobi says gun and dick. You should put gun and dick pics. This is crazy. This is crazy.
It's scary.
Len Holt says the Woman Haters Club. Like, why are you even doing this?
What's the name? I'm trying to find it. Facebook's going.
Yeah, Pixamite is catching us late here. Shout out to Pixamite out there. So this, I don't know. This looks like it's real, but I don't know. Walter says, please remove them from the gene pool.
Listen, if this article's true, he can't reproduce, so
Yeah. Wow. This, I don't know if this is real. We'll see here in the next couple of days whether or not this is just like a big troll of everyone out there, because this just can't be.
It's got to be fake. It can't be real.
Yeah. I don't know. Rod, you're a trainer. You talk about this kind of stuff often. What's your take on this, man? We got like a couple minutes here.
That I will be telling them that is what not to do.
This guy has this picture on Facebook. This dude has his CZ on his junk, hammer back and finger on the trigger. Oh, it makes me so uncomfortable.
Yeah. We've got lots of comments coming up here. Check Your Six says he needs John Bobbitt's surgeon. Atomic Bull says if that's even real, they're idiots. Yeah. Wow, man, I don't know. Okay, what is this you're showing off here, Rod? That's one big bullet.
A bullet, Scorched Earth Firearms bullet.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah, you're going all out with the logo in, man. Here, it's awesome.
Just doing a little marketing.
Yeah. Is that getting shipped out to the hacienda? Is that what's going on here?
No.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, Bruce Ludman says these guys are going off half cocked.
Oh God.
Have
Bad.
Yeah.
And Walter says there's no amount of training for these idiots. You notice I didn't even bother say training because no, I don't think these guys need training. They just need an ejection seat out of a moving vehicle. That's basically what they need. If this is real, please. If this is real, stop
okay,
this.
You want to find out? I'm gonna join. I'm gonna join the
No,
group right now.
don't do it.
I have to
Do
answer.
not put your name down in the
done
ranks of these groups. No, don't put your name in the ranks of these groups, man. What?
Hank, what's the name of the group again?
Oh boy, here we go. The name of the group.
I have to see what it is.
Yeah, the group is called. It's called Loaded Guns Pointed at Venus, from the same book.
Okay, I just saw that. Okay.
Yeah.
I have to join and see what this is about. Not that I'm gonna do this.
You're gonna investigate.
I'm investigating to see if this is real. This has to be a troll.
Yeah. So anyway, listen, we're at 9 o'clock. It's Friday. I know everyone's getting ready to go off and do their thing. But we got to wrap it up here. Imposter says, those guts are nuts. Oops, not anymore. Those guys are nuts. Those guys are nuts, he's saying. Oops, not anymore. Don't do this kind of stuff, please. This is not even cool. Don't do it. It's not worth it for the fame. None of that. Walter says it's a trap. Don't do it.
The lulz are not worth it. Don't do stupid shit.
Yeah. So let's get from Rod Mills. Rod, for the folks out there who want to catch up to you, maybe get some training, what can they do? How can they communicate with you?
Go to the Scorched Earth Firearms Training on Facebook and Instagram, and you can find me there.
All right. Awesome. Are there any other ways?
Yeah, that's pretty much. Or you can go to Scorched Earth Firearms Training at yahoo.com.
Okay.
You can email me.
All right, cool. Babyface, how can the people keep up with you?
YouTube.com/babyfaceP. Instagram is baby_faceP. Yeah, so I'm gonna sign Hank Strange's Facebook.
No, don't. Wait, okay. Let me explain something to you.
I'm a manager on his Facebook. Maybe I'll sign his Facebook group.
No, you don't.
To this group.
Don't do it.
Babyface, yeah, just find me on YouTube. I had a video go up today on AK-74 mags, if you want to see that. We will have more stuff on Monday. I'm trying to decide if I want to do another video for the AKs, for the Tantal, or for the new optic that I got. So I'll figure that out.
Okay, very cool. And Rod Mills, Kathleen Music Lover has a question for you. She says, does that bullet double as a vibrator? So...
Listen, we can make it happen.
Yeah.
Anything can happen.
Yeah, you got to hit. Rod Mills gave out the email address. You're gonna have to communicate with him. I was gonna say we should probably marry Rod Mills off. You know what I mean?
I mean, if I'm getting boobs, then that's the least.
Yeah. Did you see the thing with Putin and boobs? Did you see that?
That was the worst. I don't like any part of that image.
I'm going to show you guys a redacted version of that before we get out of here. There's a picture floating around on the internet of Putin with boobs. It's redacted. So we don't get into any trouble out there. But I think we could do that with Babyface P in the Reels. If you guys donate to that fund, we can make it happen. We can do it. So anyway, listen. Go to hankstrange.com, get up on the email list, check out our deals that we're putting up all over the place, and that's the best way to support us here. You can also get yourself some patches if you're looking for that, and big shout out to Walther Arms here for sponsoring the show. I'm going to play the end right now. Make sure you guys like this video, smash the thumbs ups, and comment, ring the bell so you can be notified every time we go live. We're going to rip out this audio, throw it up on iTunes and all the other places that you can get your audio podcasts. I hope everyone has a real safe weekend out there. Try to relax. enjoy your family, your friends, the
Enjoy
planet.
news.
Yeah. And Rob Mills, I'm glad you're okay, man. I was really worried there, especially the second time you went back. So I'm glad everything's you're feeling better and you figured out what's going on there, man.
Thank you, sir.
I'm gonna let you take the last words before we get out of here. What do you want to tell the people?
All right. Make sure that you hit those thumbs up and subscribe and deuces.
We're out of here, guys. See ya. Peace.